Well, all right then. I guess this is first time Miami, first time in Florida since I don't know, 60s or something. I hope you are um looking forward to that. How are you feeling? Who do you think will dominate on this track? As I am very uncertain as Ferrari have looked rather quick on straight lines, but it's more of a thing Red Bull is known for. What do you think? Right, we're already off to controversies here in chat. Hi, Vincent. You think Red Bull um would sacrifice Checo, Squeeps? I don't think they would sacrifice him. I don't think they will let him win if Verstappen has a realistic chance of winning. But I think I would love for him to win, you know, get Verstappen a bit under pressure as he has his world title. So I think it's time for someone else to get it, but I would still like to see Red Bull do good in the constructor. You think Vettel today will be Norris, rest of the weekend Ferrari, but you do hope it will be Max. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. As I think it will be Red Bull, but I'm sorta hoping for Ferrari, but I'm really uncertain like about all that. I'm just quite excited about having a um yeah, sort of just having a championship that looks to be very close again. Not as intense as last year, but that was eh, I think as yeah, Vincent, good point. There is a pattern in Verstappen's DNFs. So a DNF this race would be in order. Latifi wins. I'm with you there. Absolutely. I'm still hoping for Schumacher. Big Schumi fan here. Don't really um have anyone else, or at least I don't have anyone else I'm like really rooting for. I'm just always excited to see good races, do the drivers good, have some exciting action on track. Yeah, Magnussen might do quite good here, actually. We get ourselves someone wanting Yuki to win. That seems daring. I don't think Mazepin would be allowed to get into the United States as it currently is. Yeah, why? Yeah, I think it's okay that this chat has a love for Albon, as I think he is a sympathetic driver, kind of. He really fucked things up when he was in Red Bull, but to be fair, pretty much everyone after Ricciardo fucked it up, apart from Perez, and he needed quite some time to adjust. So, lap time lottery, 127. Yeah, I think 127 is a good guess from what I've seen from the simulator drives and things. But even though it is the first time they're really setting tires onto the real thing, they've never been out there before. So I think in free practice one we will see slower times, maybe in the 130s, maybe 129s around there, as they will most likely really try to find the right tires, and not really go for the fast lap times. I will think the really fast lap times we will see in FP2 and FP3, depending on where the teams prioritize their hot lap setup to versus their race setup. Um, you think Williams are going bankrupt from all Latifi's crashes? I think they were kind of bankrupting themselves before already, so not sure. Also, one thing I really need to get that out there. Um, I mean, Giovinazzi is still in the Ferrari Drivers Academy, and I really hope that he is in Miami and that the Ferrari social media team will take a picture of him walking across the marina on water, as he is the one and only Formula One Jesus. We gotta do that. Sainz will win because no gravel. Yeah, mm, I'm kind of. I don't know. I don't like tracks without gravel too much, as I think going off track just should be punished in some sort of a physical way that will just always be punishing, you know? I don't think Alonso is the Jesus of Formula One. If we're honest, he just does not have this Jesus-y look. He looks too rock and rolly, if you know what I mean. Like he looks like he is putting a lot of effort into looking like he doesn't put a lot of effort in how he looks like. Kinda look. So yeah, I don't know, but what do you think on the fake marina? I I think either they completely failed with it or it was very genius, as I have never seen so many memes just on the sheer thing of having basically a Formula One track and the whole hype and advertisement they have been putting out for this Miami thing has been insane. So I'm really wondering sort of how they really um planned on doing something weird like this. So, but yeah. Is Mercedes looking good? We don't know yet. The cars will go out the first time in about 7 minutes. Until then, we will not know how anyone's doing. Um, I think Mercedes will not be doing too bad. They brought some upgrades. I sort of hope they will be doing good, as if they fuck up this race again, it will be very difficult if that whole side pod delete design of them is actually any good, or if it's just going to be, it's I really wouldn't know. But I'm curious on what's going on with Mercedes right now, because as far as I've heard, they would really have to rethink their whole philosophy and their whole side pod delete design if they are not competitive in this race again. On the other hand, Russell has been quite competitive. So I'm wondering if it's actually Hamilton just being a fluke, basically, or if Hamilton is just the poor soul who has to test everything out. I mean, he was running an awful lot of sensors in the past race, or in the past races, so we will see about that, I guess. So yeah, I really wonder if they get it together for this weekend or not. That's kind of also I mean, his teammate is Russell, coming more or less directly from Williams, where he always had kind of crappy cars to wrestle through the track. So if the Mercedes isn't really that drivable, sort of, he's used to that kind of a car, so that's okay. While Lewis, for the past, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, just had a perfect car every time. So if the Mercedes is kind of struggling right now, I could see why Hamilton isn't adapting too well um, to this. So yeah. All right, there we go. Yeah, for the first time ever, they're in Miami, and for the first time since like 1959, as far as a quick Google search was, they are in Florida. So yeah, looks interesting. Usually this isn't a Formula One track, apparently, but usually they are having tennis championships there. So yeah, has the whole venue for the Formula One race has been built up within a few months and will be scrapped completely after they are done. So let's see how they will be doing. We got just straight down the middle with the compounds with a C2, C3, and C4, which means Pirelli doesn't seem particularly well equipped with data. So yeah, here we go into the first practice session. 2 minutes until it starts. We got Leclerc still leading the championship for Ferrari, but Verstappen coming in hot after him, after his mistakes in Imola, where he said himself he was just being too greedy. But this isn't a bad thing, I think, for Leclerc, because I can't really remember doing him a mistake twice. You know, like, he got too greedy. That's a one-time thing, and I don't think it will ever happen again. Hey, some love to Manipur in India back. Nice you're here. So, yeah, but the venue actually, it looks quite nice, I have to say. It looks good. It's just that fake marina, it's like it's confusing to look at. Like, it's just in the middle of the track, huge corner around it, like it is completely embedded into the track, and it is right next to a highway where, interestingly, there is already a little bit of a traffic jam forming on this highway. So that's going to be a place where people will watch the race from, apparently. So, I think that's kind of quite funny, with having people just break in their cars in the middle of the highway to watch the race. So, yeah, that's mm, what do we have? We already got the first team radio in from Valtteri Bottas. Let me give that a listen real quick. All right, so Alfa Romeo apparently taking it slow and trying the first few laps without the use of DRS. Um, Not entirely sure what kind of data they would want to gather with that, but I got the green lights. Cars are out on track. First ones, I see the two Aston Martin going out. Apparently Mercedes is out. We got the is this the Ferraris? I don't really see it. The camera doesn't show too much of the cars, and it's too far to really see the colors. So, yeah, we got a fair amount of action. People are just bolting out there. We have 10 cars already out. Alfa Romeo is out. Both the Mercedes are out. Both the Ferraris, both the Alfa Romeo. They're just pouring out of the pits now. Pretty much every team's got someone out there, apart from Red Bull so far. Don't see any Red Bull on the track yet. So, yeah, but now it seems the Red Bulls are getting out now. Haas only has one car out yet. I don't know who that is. They're just showing overhead shots, so can't really determine which drivers are out there yet. But yeah, Oh, nice. Yeah. Strong. Russell and Ocon almost having a collision in the pits already. They are really eager to get out there, apparently. Is it Schumacher who is still in the pits? I sort of haven't really seen that yet, but I see on the table that Schumacher is the only one that has not put in a time yet. So we got 19 cars out on track within the first few minutes of free practice one, which is quite rare actually. So yeah, now I guess we will slowly get to see if those Mercedes upgrades are worth anything. What is it with Ocon and close call with Mercedes in the pit? It was a very close release of Ocon into the pits, but he managed to slip in before Russell as he was like Russell was braking. So it was okay. It was noted as an unsafe release. We get to know just now, but this is I don't know. It's the things that happen, especially in the if everyone is really eager to get out on track. We already got the first um mistake of Guan Yu Zhou, who was just braking a little bit too late there, but it's okay. They got time, but the medium tire doesn't seem to provide too much grip there. So yeah, I see here Mercedes brought a new front wing, no, new front wing end plates, and then the rear wing does look different. So I think they think or they hope to resolve their porpoising issues with that already. So we got another team radio here of Ricardo. Let me have a listen into that. All right. Seems like the McLarens are bouncing a little bit towards the end of the straight, but it doesn't seem that it is anything too dramatic. The engineer seemed rather calm about it. Yeah, Max put in the fastest lap at a 136.099 at the moment, but I'm sure those lap times will tumble down. Any new upgrades for Red Bull? Not really. Like nothing major. They brought some minor upgrades, but it hasn't really been said what it is or like nothing really spectacular there from Red Bull. Um, so yeah, it kind of looks like Haas has problem there. While no, Schumacher is now out of the pits. Just left it, but Magnussen hasn't set the time yet, even though he was out on track already. But he was driving almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So we got a tweet from Haas here saying getting back to the track action and everyone is out at the moment. Bar Schumacher, who returned into the pits after one installation lap. His teammate is the only one who has been out on the hards. Everyone else is still on a mixture of soft and medium tires. So doesn't seem like there is a particular issue with Haas. They just seem to be taking their sweet time. And we got a spin of Leclerc. Looks like the same corner where Zhou went off? No, it's not. But Tsunoda had a little spinny as well. It seems like the grip on this track isn't all too well yet, as they are still putting rubber down on the track, getting the racing line grippier. This is just chaos, as in like most cars are very bunched up there. Um, Almost like a starting lap in a race. So yeah, it seems like they are really trying to find limits there. So yeah, Leclerc didn't really have any issues from that spin. Still on the same tire, so nothing too dramatic happening there. Verstappen putting in a 133, so we are seeing those times getting down. Um, but mm, Haas doesn't seem too strong, as they have put in a 2-minute 29 and a 3-minute 16 from Magnussen and Schumacher, respectively. That is mm, kind of. Mm, eh. Um, I don't see much porpoising with the Mercedes. There was a team radio of Ricardo talking a little bit about porpoising down towards the end of the straights, but that didn't seem too dramatic. Now with the onboard camera of Sir Lewis Hamilton, we see that his head is still quite bouncy down the straights. So it doesn't seem as extreme as it looked earlier in the season. So I think Mercedes is getting um, to a point where they reduced the porpoising further, but yeah, we got another notification of the stewards about the pit lane incident between Ocon and Russell, but I'm not sure if that is a new incident or if this just is the same information um, again. So yeah, we will see. So yeah, we just have it confirmed on team radio that uh, Yuki's car is unharmed from that little spin he took there. So yeah, the guys at the AlphaTauri garage look quite tense. Meanwhile, we have the fastest time by Leclerc with a 1 minute 33. Experts seem to expect the qualifying times to be in the mid 27s, 127s. And yeah, Haas is still not putting in any times apart from their 2.5 minutes and 3 minutes 16 seconds. That looks quite concerning. I hope they get that sorted out. As yeah, I want Mick to win this, you know. So yeah. So we have Leclerc back into the pits on his medium tires. See what they adjust. It's pretty chaotic out on track as everyone is out there trying to find different data for their cars. So you have like fast laps and slow laps and endurance laps, everything just thrown in together. Ooh, we have a turn 16-17 incident between Mick Schumacher and Daniel Ricciardo. Um, apparently, um, that will just be investigated after the session then. I haven't seen any incident there, but yeah. So, that is interesting. Does any of you know what happened there? As it didn't, there was nothing shown, but this might explain the slow time. So, yeah. It is, like Sainz, Leclerc, Verstappen, they're all in the low 133s. So this is interesting, as experts say there is 6 more seconds to be found. We got a team radio of Lewis Hamilton. Let's see what he has to say. Nothing too interesting. It was just something about their chassis default being 83. So no idea what they want to say with that. So but in other news, the W Series is racing this track on the weekend as well. So this will definitely help to put down some more rubber into the track and definitely help with grip there, I hope. So, what I didn't, I have no idea. There was just a radio message of Perez, but I didn't quite understand that. So, yeah. So, yeah, everyone is still kind of just out there gathering data, getting their laps in. But, Haas is just not. So, I mean, they only got, or they do have 2 home races this year. So, maybe they just do their strategy and be like, yeah, well, we're just not going to participate in this race, so we can slam the next one. And Perez having a hoppy slide there through that weird little chicane going under the highway bridge. But doesn't look too bad on the timing sheet. So that seems, yeah. But yeah, it looks like Haas is still working on the car. So I'm really curious what that incident between um, Schumacher and Ricardo was, as we didn't see it. So ew, we got a that chicane looks very narrow though. Like, it is an incredibly wide track all around, but that chicane is tiny. Very tiny. So yeah, Sainz went a bit faster than Leclerc there for one lap, but Leclerc got that back rather quickly. It seems like Sainz is kind of struggling with that new generation, shown by a lot of DNFs. Um, Looks like Magnussen is back out on track though. Let's see what he does. Right. Um, the stewards must have a lot to do with that practice session. But yeah, the Haas boys are back out. Both of them now, Magnussen and Schumacher. But unfortunately, we do not see any live coverage of what they're doing out there. Yeah, well, we just see now one of the Haas break a little bit too late, go off track there, unfortunately. But the timings, they're also not looking too good. We're honest. Really, no idea what's going on with Haas, which is a bit concerning, if we're honest. But we got our fastest laps down to the high 32s with 132.9 by Leclerc. But it seems like everyone is just kind of struggling of coming to grip here. See a lot of cars overshooting. They're just showing the new end plates of the Mercedes. Uh, okay, it's a really minor adjustment, and by the onboards, it seems like it's not really helping a lot with the porpoising issues they have. But it looks like they placed some vortex generators or something to seal off the floor with aerodynamic vortices. So, yeah, the rear wing looks not as curvy as the one they brought to Imola. But apart from that, there's not really any change to be seen. Apart from that, I don't know, but were really standing around the floor and the rear floor panels. So no idea what they've been doing there. But it's okay. I'm not the only one confused with what's going on with Haas. We just had a team radio going on of Mick Schumacher, comment in of Mick Schumacher, who has no idea, or who seems kind of confused as well. A little bit frustrated there as well. I really hope they will do good here, as their timings are not looking too good. Still not. I mean, at least they're not sitting around 2.5 and 3 minutes anymore. But Magnussen with a 1 minute 36, Schumacher with a 1 minute 40. That looks a bit concerning. I think they really need to get in a lot of laps over those next three sessions we will have. Um, yeah, it's weird, but the Ferrari seemed to struggle with that awkward little chicane as well, as we have just seen Leclerc sliding his way through there. So yeah, it's uh, just saw a little footage of Schumacher locking up. It's it's struggling start here. Struggling start for Haas. Don't like to see that. Really not. So I hope, really hope they get it together. I mean, they have. Um. So yeah, Perez half a second faster than Verstappen. So that is something. Having this garage fight there between them. It's gonna be an interesting team this season, I think. So yeah, but it is still a lot happening. Like I don't think there has been a lot of free practice sessions where so many cars have been out on track at the same time. So it's gonna be interesting. It is surprisingly, really surprisingly busy out there. I wonder who decided on putting in that chicane, how and why. You think Jago might leave Red Bull after his contract expires? I do not think that he would leave Red Bull as he is getting stronger. Ooh, black and white flag for Lance Stroll for crossing the line at pit entry. That's something they don't like to see at all. Um, I don't know. I don't think Perez would leave Red Bull after his contract expires, as he is working himself in with a team. He's getting to know them, getting to know the car. He's getting better by the race. He's still struggling at some points, but I think he will stay with Red Bull as he's coming to terms with the car. So we don't know anything of a grid penalty yet, or at least I have not been made aware of any grid penalty yet. So what? Yeah, Verstappen seems not very happy with the team now. Didn't quite understand why. Seems like he thinks he is being in the pits too much to learn the tracks. Um, but Yeah, I mean, you gotta maintain the car. So, so we are almost halfway through the session. Our timings are somewhere around the 133, so and it's just you see the cars sliding all over the place. Like just small tweaks every corner, everywhere, but it is astonishing to see how much of a difference it makes if you just have a track that has not been rubbered in, so to say. So yeah, apparently also Horner sort of admitted that Verstappen's car is still running a bit too hot at the moment. That seems to be why they put him or take him into the pits so much. But the truck temperature is expected to drop. So they changed something on Gasly's car. He is complaining about more understeer now with whatever they have changed. I'm not sure if I like this 14 15 turn 14 15 chicane yet because it makes um they all just seem to stumble through that kind of. But on the other hand, that could make it rather interesting with what's happening. So yeah, what do we have? Um, yeah, the Red Bulls are struggling with their temperatures, but they won't be the last this weekend to experience overheating. I think Ferraris have been sporting medium tires. So the soft tires that Red Bull have been running and the C3 rubber um, seems to be holding on much better at the moment. So this does not seem to be a track where we will see a lot of mediums, as the mediums look kind of too slidey out on track there. We got Esteban Ocon. He's on his soft tire, but he seems not happy with the feel of this tire. Um, at least not on high speeds. So, but yeah, with looking at the onboards, it's a onboard of Hamilton at the moment. It's a slow section of the track, so I can't really say too much about the porpoising, and they cut away before he got onto the straight. It doesn't look too bad, actually, from those few things I have seen. Those changes to the front and rear wing seem to help. It's still bouncing. It's still bouncing more than most other onboards I have seen so far, but it seemed to help. Whatever they're doing, it's clearly moving them into the right direction. So we got that. I'm kind of indecisive if I am happy to see Mercedes get better or not, because I don't know. I just think they should kind of suffer for a season or two, I think. Like be out of the mix to get budget into other teams to kind of level the playing field. So yeah. Um it is tense out there on track. Like most team radios, you just hear them shout at their engineers, telling them to shut up or leave them to drive. So it seems like a difficult track to go, or at least to get into now. Mm. Ooh, ooh, Tsunoda kissing the wall at the exit of turn 16 there. Just little tap as it looked like, but good exit, seemingly. Yeah. Let's see. Last turn. Start finish straight. No. That tap didn't do him any good on his timing, so and we got a yellow flag in sector 1. Oh no. Bottas is out of the session as it seems. He put the back of his Alpha Tauri into the barriers at turn 8, 7. Lost the rear on 8 turn 7. Seems out of the session, and we are red flagged. But yeah, that rear doesn't look too good. It looks like the tires are still attached. Not sure how the gearbox is, but that rear wing is quite obliterated. Let's have a look at the. Yeah, it looks like he was just a little too eager on the throttle, which is not a mistake I would have expected from Bottas, though. But yeah, we are going into the pits. Waiting for the car to be recovered. So we get a quick breather here, as it seems. So yeah, getting some interesting little safety thing. The 2022 car is designed to withstand 15% more energy in a crash, which sounds kind of abstract to to say it like that, but I think that will give a clearer understanding of what it does than just actual forces pulled out. So, yeah. Oof. Did they just drop Bottas's car, or was it just kind of falling into? Yeah. Now it looks all good. Just looked for a second there on the camera. It looked like they dropped Bottas's car. So yeah, but from the news, it looks like there is no consequences for Valtteri. So I guess he will be back out into free practice 2 latest. But yeah, by the speed of the spin and the force on braking, it looks like they have to give a check on that gearbox. They need to check that before they send him back out. So I guess we will not see him in free practice 1 again. Umar, I don't think he braked late for that corner. I think he just carried a bit too much speed, ran a little bit wide, and got off the racing line. And there was just no grip there whatsoever. To me, it looked more like he was a little bit too eager on the throttle as he was taking that first part of the corner um, quite good, quite stable, and then ran wide later in the turn. So they are. Why did they do this fake marina thing? I don't get it. I really don't. So yeah, they are currently. Now it doesn't look like they have to replace the safer barriers. They're just putting them back into place. Yeah. Now, seen in the replay, like the first third of the turn was taken quite well, but I think he was just too eager on the throttle there. Got off the racing line, got off the part where all the rubber is laid down, and just lost grip. That's about it. That's about what happened, in my opinion, or as far as I've seen it. AA, the fake marina looks worse in person. How do you know? Like, are you there? Are you on the track watching it? I don't know what tire Hamilton was on the lap of the red flag. But he said his fastest time of a 132.464 on the soft tire. Um, as far as the graphic is concerned, he is still on the soft, but now in the red flag, I think they would probably or most likely change tires or could change them. Yeah, in the pictures, that rear wing, that Bottas rear wing looks quite obliterated. Manas, it was Valtteri Bottas from Alfa Romeo who kind of had a little moment there in turn 8 or 7, around there, 7, 8. After that first little snaky technical part after the start finishing straight. What tires are Sainz and Hamilton using? Sainz is currently on a medium, while Hamilton is on a soft. The session timer runs further, but I'm not sure. I can't see any cars out on track yet. There they go. First cars are going out, but race control says the session will resume at 15:14 local time, which is now. It was a bit chaotic. Cars already leaving before we know when it continues, but that is nice. So we got the things, the cars back out there. We are back to green flag, so we got a Ferrari getting out first, followed by a McLaren and Williams. But it is from the helicopter camera, so I can't really determine what drivers they are. So let's see. But this is really a thing. Like they are trying to get a lot of laps in, most teams, as they're just pouring out of the pits as soon as they can. And we are already back to 13 cars back out on the track. Both the Ferraris, the Aston Martins, McLarens, both the Mercedes as well. We got about 14 minutes left. So I am, like, after this red flag, I guess most of them will not run any race simulations anymore, but rather go for maybe some tire or fuel data out there. We got Paris back out as well. Oh no, that's Verstappen. It is Verstappen. Back out on the track now. And we got another yellow flag there. It was just a spin of Carlos deploying a tactical smokescreen or something, but it's all good. No crash. Nothing seemed to be happened there. I know Sainz is getting very slow now. Oof. Carlos has a puncture there. Yeah, he lost the back end. Slid quite far and punctured his front right tire with that. So that's unfortunate. But that's what practice is for. Learn the track, learn the limits of the car. But he was lucky there. Like if he would have lost the car a little bit earlier in that corner, he would have binned it straight into the wall. He was really, really close to that corner there. Just clipping it ever so slightly, but at high speed. So lucky there. So yeah, back into the pits, new set of tires on that car, and then I guess we have him back. But it takes him quite some time to nurse that car back into the pits. One noob here. Is it concerning for Red Bull that Verstappen has such a time? Um, it's kind of hard to tell, as in practice sessions there is a lot of different programs to be run to gather data, and since this is a brand new track and actually the first session where the teams go out there like ever, it is hard to say if it is concerning. It is kind of, as we have been told that that Red Bull is struggling with overheating here, while we have another practice session later today where the track should be cooler. We will see how the overheating is doing there. But for now, I mean, Verstappen just put in the fastest lap. So I don't think we have to be too concerned. But yeah, no, it's with a free practice. It's more like watching the cars go around the track. It's not really very competitive. Like, of course, they are racing drivers. If someone's faster, they will always try. Given the opportunity, they will always try to be faster than anyone else. But their main target here is it really to gather data. Like, how are the tires doing? How is the engine doing? How is our whole aero setup doing? Yeah, that's more of a priority here. But yeah, that's always things that lighten my heart if I see a Williams up there. I mean, there are rather pushy laps to be driven, and we expect qualifying times to be way faster than anything we see now, about 3 seconds to maybe even 4 seconds faster to what we see now. But seeing Albon up there, it's not really because of Albon, but more because of Williams, and I rather have Albon up there than Latifi, to be honest. So yeah. So kind of undecided about the Mercedes pace there, um, as they set up to be on third and fourth position at the moment, but it's just half a second and a second off Max Verstappen's time, so Not sure. I mean, they are out on a soft tire, which indicates they might be out on push laps, trying to just get in the best times they possibly can. But yeah, it is. The Haas are still not doing too good. Maybe even so to say bad or way worse than I would have expected them to perform. Uh, Lance has just been blocked off. It is. I know what this little awkward chicane reminds me of. It is like this the castle section in Baku. It is just from this very wide track going to this incredibly tiny thread the needle part back to a very wide and fast track, basically. So yeah, Russell only about 1/10 behind Verstappen now, so Mercedes seems to be showing their pace now, or at least experimenting with their pace. So an onboard there now, that would be neat. All right, so they took Ricardo back from the softs out, apparently onto the medium tires to see how they perform with a higher fuel load, it seems. I mean, even though it is technically not a street track, it still kind of is, as there is a lot of just barriers, um, and not a lot of runoff. And when you have runoff, it's not graveled. I personally like runoff areas to be graveled, just, so it has some consequences for the driver to go off and not just be like, oh, yeah, well, try again next round. This is a bit, eh, 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 nah, that's just not cool. How are the Mercs looking? Hard to say. They definitely aren't porpoising as bad as they have to, or used to. They look way more nimble. Still porpoising. You can on the onboards in fast sections. You still see their hats bounce around, but it seems like they have found at least some performance in the car. While that board is just not at all what you would expect from a representative run, as Verstappen leads from Hamilton, and then you have Albon from a Williams there, then comes Gasly from AlphaTauri, and then only in fifth place with almost 1 second, or like with 8 tenths, there is a Science Hamilton with 9 tenths, Paris just behind Hamilton, and only then in eighth comes Leclerc. So I guess this is not really the representative runs, as Leclerc just jumped up to first with a 131.098, 1700th or 1800th faster than Verstappen. So yeah, Latifi is 4.5. Ooh. And Russell getting back into that second place, pushing Verstappen down to third, with being 1/10 faster than Verstappen, still 700th behind Leclerc though. Yeah, Latifi just 4.5 seconds off the pace. Mick Schumacher almost 4 seconds off. So yeah, unfortunate, I guess. It doesn't seem to be looking too good for Haas yet. So yeah, Hamilton seemingly giving it another go. Let's see how that's going. He improved on his personal time in Sector 1, but that doesn't say too much yet. So yeah, through that awkward little chicane, lost half a second, more over half a second. 69 hundredths. Nice. 69 hundredths lost in Sector 2 and seems a bit slidey in that last. Yeah, nah, also didn't improve in Sector 3. But he had a banger of a Sector 1 as he got himself up into 6th place with that. So, last 10 seconds, I guess that has pretty much been it with spectacular things happening here in that session. We got the checkered flag. Everyone is just finishing their rounds now. I mean, we are having the checkered flag wave. The session is over, and it's only Verstappen and Bottas in the pits. I mean, of course, it's Bottas in the pits. He crashed earlier in the session. So yeah, that's just to see how many cars have actually been out there. No one apart from Verstappen and Bottas were in the pits as the checkered flag has been flown. So yeah, it seems Russell didn't improve. Sainz didn't either. Gasly improved up into P5. Good good end to the session for him, like just banging out a fast lap, showing that he is capable. Exactly 4 tenths slower than Leclerc. So yeah. Apart from that, there is nothing really happen. But yeah, Latifi, Schumacher are spectacularly behind by almost 4 seconds. Um, Tsunoda with 2.9 seconds is also limping quite behind. Then the Aston Martins weren't really too happy with the track, as it seems. As were the Alpine. McLaren's, well, Ricciardo made 10th, Norris 11th. On the other hand, we then get a Williams in P7. That is not what we would have expected, I guess. But that is also having Russell in P2 and then Hamilton in P8. I. eh, yeah, Russell there being cut off by with an Alpha Tauri. Couldn't see who that was. Yeah, Ricardo being sort of brake checked there. I think at all. Yeah, it was. You can see in the replays now that was just chaos. That was generally just chaos on that practice session. So yeah, that has been it. I will go get myself something to eat now, and I will be back for the next practice session in 3 hours, 2 hours. Let me check on that. In 2 hours. I'll be back for free practice 2 then.